Hello, my name is Gershom Senjumva. I am going to take you through a machine learning project that predicts bank financial health in Western African Economic and Monetary Union region. The goal is to predict the bank's Z score so that we identify early on which institutions that may be at risk. So here is my Android studio where my Flutter frontend is running. I've already filled some data in. Let me put the last one of 45 and I press predict, which quickly gives me the result of prediction. So I've tried to use Render as a platform to host my backend APIs. You can see that I am using this hosted API of prediction at Render, and you can see the body that I am sending matches all the fields that are here in my application. So this application has other good looking pages. You can see this home one. You can see another about page. So that's for the front end. Let me take you through the back end of it, the model creation, the Python code, and all of the things. To deploy my application, I've used the Docker since it simplifies the process in a way that I will not be bothered with the environments. For example, I'm using Windows, Render might be using Linux, so the deployment will go smooth since the application will be containerized. That's it for the deployment to keep it short. And I have my model creation and performance comparisons where, of course, where I'm creating the models. And in this application, the best model stood out to be gradient descent linear regression model because it has this MSE of 0.95 and R2 square score of 94.31%. Gradient descent linear regression model stood out to be the best according to the comparisons, of course, mainly MSE and R2. As you can see, for MSE, gradient descent is at 0.95 as we've seen, and decision tree and random forest are a little bit higher. And for R2 comparison, gradient descent stands out at 0.94 and random forest and decision tree are, are lower, which indicates the overfitting and generalization in some cases. So overfitting of our dataset might be the problem if we consider random forest and decision tree. So according to those comparisons, I chose gradient descent linear regression model to be the one that I will be using in the production. So the last thing that I may talk about is impact of the data that I've used. I have 742 banks across 8 countries, which means it's rich data that I can train my models on and ensure the accuracy. And of course, it runs from 2013 to 2020. So I have also 20 engineered features which ensures the accuracy. And there is this swagger. We can also casually test the pydentic if it's working on validation stuffs. We can check for country. One stands for Benin and 2030. I expect it to give me an error and it did it. So basically that's it for my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.